Would you ever choose a permanent method of birth control? Why more young people are considering vasectomy? Some skin-to-skin, flesh-to-flesh, sexy time with the wife. So we feel that condoms completely spoil the experience. We want to have 100% experience. Why is the most reliable solution me cutting into my nuts? What factor would influence your decision about vasectomy? More young people are getting their balls cut into by urologists to prevent them from having kids. Do you know what a vasectomy is? Have you thought about getting a vasectomy, or would you get a vasectomy?
It's not only like a birth control, but you will never ever experience the feeling of calm. Like your life will be meaningless.
Would you ever consider getting a vasectomy?
No, that's a simp move. Only simps get vasectomy.
Oh my God, here we go again. Oi.
Welcome to the Dummy Effect Podcast, everybody. Episode 21. Episode number 21. I have a question. Did you know that more and more people under the ages of 30 are getting vasectomies? There is a huge chance that you didn't know this and you don't even know what a vasectomy is. So I want you to stick around because you're going to learn a lot. I also learned something while researching this topic. So stay tuned, all right? You're going to learn, I'm going to learn, we are going to learn. This is a community of dummies. So more young people are getting their balls cut into by urologists to prevent them from having kids. That's crazy, but wait until you hear the reasons why they are doing it. Oh, sorry. Of course, you don't know what a vasectomy is because we are Africans. We are always unbothered about things until the white person starts trying to change God's design. Well, for that, on this day and on this episode, vasectomy is our main topic. This is what we're going to be talking about. In this video, we will be looking at some of the reasons why people under the ages of 30 are increasingly getting vasectomies. Why could they? What is the reason why they're getting vasectomies? And where does Africa and Africans stand when it comes to this very, very effective birth control? And also, at the end of this video, I interviewed 3 African men about this topic. If they would consider vasectomy as a birth control option, trust me, you want to stick around for this one because what they said, crazy. What is vasectomy? Vasectomy is a surgical procedure performed as a method of male birth control. During this procedure, the vas deferens sounds like French. The vas deferens, that is the tube that carries the sperm from the testicles, are cut and sealed off. It's cut and sealed off. Dang. This prevents sperm from entering the urethra and thereby prevents fertilization during sexual intercourse. So basically, if a man has a successful vasectomy, he cannot impregnate a woman. Vasectomy used to be things, I feel like vasectomy used to be things that people who are married and don't want any more kids would undergo, right? These are things that they would do in order for them to not have any more kids. But nowadays, people under the ages of 30 are getting vasectomies. People that are not married, they are getting vasectomies, and that's crazy if you ask me. But I also feel like more Africans should be considering this vasectomy option because the economy bad, and it's very, very expensive to raise children in the cities, which is where more and more young Africans are migrating to. But more on that later. So let's discuss the contributing factors of this upward trajectory. Why more young people are considering vasectomy? Number 1, they don't want kids. They do not want kids. So many people do not want kids for a couple of reasons. And this includes, but not limited to, because they will not have enough time to love the kids the way kids are supposed to be loved. Because kids cost a lot. That's true. Because they have a life to live and they need their freedom. They don't want a kid to come here and be crying anyhow, doing anyhow when I want to go out and have fun in the clubs. Not me though, I don't go to the clubs. But yeah, you get what I mean. Because they are highly ambitious and they need time to invest in themselves. Because they haven't found a pretty, level-headed, calm, feminine, beautiful woman yet. So many men would rather stop everything until they find the right person. But not the sex though, because we cannot just stop sex like that. We still have to practice because the right stroke will give you the right baby when it's time to have the baby. So they don't have to stop with sex. They have to continue with the sexual part, but then not with the baby part. Like 1 in 4 young people surveyed aged between 18 and 34 has ruled out parenthood entirely, with the most common reason cited being wanting time for themselves. Crazy. But the thing is, we cannot just let everything stop. We cannot just say stop and cut out everything. No, we have to let some things pass through. We have to let some things go, all right? Stop some things and let other things go. We cannot stop a human being from enjoying some raw human skin-to-skin sexual intercourse, can we? No, we can't. We shouldn't. So what do we do? Call the urologist. That is why so many men are willing to undergo this procedure to avoid any expensive mistake that may come as a result of trying to have some raw before without condom sex. After all, vasectomies can actually be reversed, even though not 100% yet, but it is something. It can be reversed. If it doesn't work, then you can just adopt a kid. Begin na begin, China chai. Number 2, abortion-related anxiety. In the US, for example, some states are very, very heavy with restrictions against abortion. It's even illegal. Some of the states that abortion is illegal in are Idaho. This is funny names. Idaho, North Carolina, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee. You are the only 10 I see. Yeah, it's Tennessee. Are you from Tennessee? Yeah, that motherfuckers. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Those are the states where abortion is illegal in the United States, okay? Because of these restrictions, some young men are choosing vasectomy to prevent themselves from being in the position of even considering abortion as an option. Oh, that rhyme. Talk less of spending time in jail because you don't want a kid yet, because you don't want a child yet, because you don't want to raise a kid. Of course, there are other options apart from vasectomies, like using condoms for men, which is also kind of problematic. It's like really not 100% safe. But you know, some of us don't use condoms. But when I talk about us, I don't mean me. I mean us, like my age group. Some of us don't use condoms because, apart from the safety aspect of it, which we are going to get into very soon, some of us don't use condoms because sex is not enjoyable unless it has like this skin to skin contact. You know what I mean? So we feel that condoms completely spoil the experience. We want to have 100% experience. Condoms make sex boring. You really can't feel everything the way God had intended. God intended for that thing to be skin to skin, but condoms are spoiling the thing. Like you really can't feel it the way God intended it to be. Back to safety. According to the National Health Service healthcare system in England, the NHS, condoms are only 98% effective when used correctly and 91% effective when used incorrectly. I never knew there was like a wrong way of using a condom. I thought it was just like put it on and you're good to go. Apparently not. So this is the wrong way to use a condom. The most common error include not using condoms throughout sex. So you're supposed to, when you're having sex, you're supposed to use the condom throughout the sex. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling the feels to use it throughout sex duration. Not leaving space at the top, the tip. So when you wear the condom, you're supposed to leave space at the tip, a little space. So you can't just wear it all of it like just not squeezing air from the tip. Wow, not squeezing air from the tip. So when you wear it, you have to leave air at the tip, but then squeeze the air out of the tip. Bro, this is complicated. Putting the condom on upside down. Not using water-based lubricant and incorrect withdrawal. Not using water-based lubricant, which is liquid lubricant, not Vaseline. And incorrect withdrawal. How do you withdraw incorrectly? Or because sometimes if you withdraw incorrectly, it shatters and then the content of the thing goes inside where you don't want it to go. Crazy. Those are the wrong ways to wear a condom. Let's get back to topic, okay? That was a sidebar. So according to the NHS, condoms are only 98% effective when used correctly and 91% effective when used incorrectly, which is the more reason why young people who do not want to be on the wrong side of the abortion laws prefer vasectomy, as it is known to be the most effective and the safest birth control choice, especially for men who don't want to be caught in a trap of a pregnancy scare or a woman that wants to trap you. Number 3, shifting perspectives. Marketing efforts have played a pivotal role in reshaping perceptions around vasectomy. Campaigns emphasizing shared responsibility for contraceptions has resonated with men. Family planning is a joint effort and vasectomy is a safe and reliable solution. But damn, why is the most reliable solution me cutting into my nutsack? I guess that's the price you pay for some very, very good no condom sex, huh? Number 4, visibility and education. Increased awareness campaigns have demystified the procedure. Yeah, bro. Because that's the only way you are going to get any man into a urologist office. Demystify things. Make things clear. Because what do you mean they're going to cut into my ball sack? Cut into my ball sack and cut things of tubes are going to be cut into 2 and... Bro, no. Demystify. Make it look sexy. Make it sound sexy. So yeah, men now have accurate information about vasectomies, its benefits and potential complications.
Vasectomy, a permanent birth control method for men, is generally safe and highly effective. However, like any medical procedure, it does come with some potential complications. Let's delve into the risks associated with vasectomy. Surgical risks. Discomfort, bruising, and swelling. Most men experience these after surgery.
Damn, bro. Bruising and swelling mean my balls are gonna be swollen like fat.
But they usually resolve within 2 weeks. Hematoma, bleeding under the skin, can lead to painful swelling. Infection, signs include fever, scrotal redness, and tenderness. Other risks. Granuloma, a lump in the scrotum formed from sperm that leaks out of the vas deferens into the
Take a breather for that. That's crazy.
Issue. Post-vasectomy pain syndrome. Some men experience chronic testicular pain after vasectomy. Vasectomy failure. Although rare, there's a small risk of vasectomy not being effective. Among 1,000 vasectomies, the 11th may fail over 2 years, with half of these failures occurring within the first 3 months after surgery. Regret. While most men and their partners do not regret the decision, those who have vasectomy before age 30 are more likely to seek a reversal in the future. Remember, vasectomy is a well-established and reliable method, but it's essential to discuss any concerns with a healthcare provider before making a decision.
Bro, I didn't know. Okay. I guess as knowledge spreads, more individuals will consider vasectomy as a viable solution. So, where do we stand as Africans when it comes to this whole vasectomy thing? Here is the African context. As we all know, Africa is not that rich as we would have all wanted it to be. We are poor, and we all know that when you have nothing but the love of your life by your side, one of your favorite pastime becomes some skin-to-skin, flesh-to-flesh, sexy time with the wifey. And of course, because of the financial conditions, these people have very limited or no access at all to information about contraceptives, and as a result of that, they tend to have more kids. These are kids they can't afford to take care of properly. I mean, we all know so many people should have never been born. I know you know that one person in your family who you actually feel like, nah, this person should have never been born because this person is crazy. Yeah, that person you're thinking of right now, yeah, that's the person. In cases like this, vasectomy becomes a very, very effective way to control or reduce the birth rate to the number of kids we can actually take care of properly, especially as the world economy becomes very, very expensive day by day. So less than 1% of African men have had vasectomies, and it's because of the following point we're going to talk about now. Number 1, gender roles and responsibility. Gender roles and responsibility. Historically, family planning has been considered to be a woman's role in many African cultures, and that is due to colonization. So European colonial administrators and missionaries often promoted specific family planning methods, which sometimes reinforced traditional gender roles. These efforts sometimes focus on women, emphasizing their role in managing family size and spacing birth. So women were in charge of the family planning and all that stuff. Men's involvement in the fertility decision has been limited, leading to lack of awareness about male contraceptive options. So vasectomy challenges this norm by allowing men to take personal responsibility for contraceptions. Number 2, knowledge gap. In several African countries, there is a significant knowledge gap regarding vasectomy as a family planning method. In Kenya, only 38% of women and 48% of men are aware of vasectomy as a viable contraceptive choice. Cultural beliefs and misconceptions play a vital role in shaping perceptions around male sterilization. In Nigeria, similar figures were observed. A study found that 16% of married women and 27% of married men surveyed were aware of vasectomy in 2013. So fear, religious beliefs, and limited access to health providers contributed to the low awareness levels. So these are the challenges to vasectomy's awareness in Africa. Stigma. Cultural norms often dictate that men should father as many children as possible. Not in this economy. Culture can go and wait. Not in this economy. As many children as possible. Can you take care of them? That's one thing. Can you take care of them? But in a way, I digress. Oh, look at me using big words. I digress. But vasectomy challenges this norm, leading to secrecy and reluctance. So many people are being secretive. So people are doing this thing in secret. Somebody will go have a vasectomy and not tell anybody. Misinformation. Many men remain misinformed about the procedure, fearing its impact on sexual function and masculinity. Access. So limited access to healthcare providers who can provide accurate information contribute to the lack of awareness as well. Okay, so what have we learned? I hope you learned something. Before we get into the interview part of the whole shebang, the most interesting part of the whole shebang, what have we learned? Vasectomies are increasingly popular among men who want to avoid unwanted pregnancies. Reasons include not wanting kids because of time constraints, financial costs, ambitions, or personal freedom. Vasectomies offer a reversible option for safe birth control. In the US, some men use vasectomy to prevent being in a position of considering abortion, especially due to restrictive abortion laws. Marketing campaigns emphasizing shared responsibility for contraceptions have contributed to changing perceptions around vasectomy. African context. In Africa, where financial stability is limited, vasectomies become an effective way to control or reduce birth rate. Limited access to contraceptive information leads to more kids, of which families may struggle to afford. Vasectomy provides a viable solution, especially as the world economy becomes more and more expensive. Let's get into the interview. So these are the questions that I asked. Would you ever choose a permanent method of birth control. Do you know what a vasectomy is? Have you thought about getting a vasectomy, or would you get a vasectomy? And if yes, what factor would influence your decision about vasectomy?
Good day, my guy. That's a very interesting topic that you're discussing. For for permanent birth control, your first question, you said, would I choose it? Yes, I would opt for it. The second question, do I know a vasectomy? Yes, I know what it is.
Okay.
Number 3, have I ever considered it? Yes, I actually tried to get it. When I was still, I think it was before I turned 21.
Damn, but people actually trying to get vasectomies at ages before 30. That's crazy, bro. Okay, let's go.
Or it was just on my 21st birthday, somewhere around there. And the reason was I understood what responsibility and duty is from a parent to a child that my dad instilled in us, like, so rigorously. So these principles were hammered into us as to what it takes to raise a child. And it was also because I actually experienced, like my sister had her first baby whilst I was still at home. So I experienced also what it does take to raise the kid, especially for the first tender months, because those months are more on the woman's side than they are on the men's side. So I even told my sister this: if men were to take care of the kids in the first 3 months, men who were there when their kids hit the first 3 months and they were there daily, they don't double down on kids. They never. Trust me, my guy, they will have 1 or 2 max, because they understand what it takes to raise a kid. You see, it takes a village. The man then understands he himself is not enough. You see, he needs a community. But then for men who have had kids and the kids were raised by their mothers and the men were not there, even though they were there, maybe like from time to time would visit or send money, those heifers can have 10 kids, 15. They're the ones without limit, because they don't really understand what it takes. And the hardest work, it's the first year, my guy, in a child's life.
Yeah.
The first 1 year, that's the hardest. The other years, because the kid gets stronger. But the first year, when they are just born and there's complications that they are born with, that's the hardest, my guy. Now, if you go through that as a man, you will appreciate women more. You'll appreciate your mom more. You will never have kids, unplanned kids for that matter.
Thank you, Mr. William, for the questions. Yeah, for real, thank you, because I never thought about this kind of questions, or they never really came across my mind. Question number 1 says, would I choose permanent birth control? The answer is no. Let me explain. So, as a young man turning 25, who have no child, no family, so obviously I would never.
This kind of sounds like that nigga thought about it. We'll have no. Wait, do I have a kid somewhere? Yeah.
Even think about a permanent birth control. I can use those other methods of birth control, but not permanent, bro. Like, why would I do that? I want to have some kids, not even 1 kid, but maybe 20
Jesus
or 15 around there. But
this guy,
permanent, but permanent, come on. So it's no for me. And the second question you asked, do I know vasectomy? Yeah, vasectomy is a method of permanent birth control where they cut the tube. You understand, the tube that transports the sperms from your testes to your penis. So this, I think it's far, because now it's far from birth control. Now is, because bruh, like, you will never, if they cut that tube, you will never ever, as long as that thing is still there, as long as that tube is still cut, you never ever experience coming again. Like, do you even understand? Like,
Wow.
that that feeling.
But I heard it doesn't change anything though. When they cut it, you can still all the sensation, everything is there. You still come normally, I guess. Yeah, you still come normally, but it doesn't carry kids. Like, I don't know how. I think, right? Yeah. But everything you experience everything the same way, but not just without the kid part of it. So yeah.
Of coming, bro. I think you understand because you're a man. So yeah, vasectomy. That will answer my third question. I will never ever choose or even think about it. Like, I will never choose vasectomy. Like, it's really far from me. Yeah, it's really far from my mind. Yeah. So maybe after few years, I get like 20 babies.
Damn, bro, this nigga with baby with
That's
20.
where I can think about vasectomy, but I can't even take vasectomy. Like, bro, not coming again. Oh, they use some other method. I don't know, because the sperms are not getting out, no matter what.
This nigga really does not want vasectomy. Yeah, you get it, bro. You get it. This nigga hates vasectomy, but he doesn't know that even if you get vasectomy, you can still feel everything and do everything naturally, but without the kids. I don't know.
So how do you experience calm? Like, so it's over for you for sex, because you know sex is nothing if you're not coming, bro. Yeah. So it's no for me, and I'll never think about it. So, and fourth question says, you said, what factor would let me choose vasectomy? And I don't know the factor yet, because as I told you, it's really far from my mind. I can't even think about it. Like, I can't even think about it to get the vasectomy, because I told you it's even far from my mind. And it's not only like a birth control, but you will never ever experience the feeling of calm. Like, like, you know, like your life will be meaningless. What life without coming, bro? Like, do you even understand? So yeah, I answer your questions, and I really thank you for the questions, because they never really came across my mind. But now I see, and I just want to dig deep and see, do really people do this? Like, they get this permanent birth control? Like, how do they live? What's the effects? Yeah.
Yo, my guy is like, nah, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. I want to feel sex the way sex is supposed to be felt. Like I said, people like sex the way God intended sex to be. This nigga wants to feel it like that. That's crazy, dog. That's mad. Okay, let's go to the next one, the last one actually. Would you ever choose a permanent method of birth control?
Never. My pull-up game is immaculate. We're not doing no chemical thing. We're not doing no surgical thing either. We're keeping it natural. Pull-out game or nothing at all. Thanks.
Okay. Do you know what a vasectomy is?
Yeah, vasectomy is when a man willingly, or like a sucker, agrees to interfere with his right of birth control.
Damn. Okay. Would you ever consider getting a vasectomy?
No, that's a simp move. Only simps get vasectomy.
Okay. So the question is, would you ever get a vasectomy?
Nothing like that. Like I said, vasectomy is for simps. No man in there.
All right, please. Sorry about the podcast in the back. We were actually watching Podcast and Chill in the background. It was at my workplace. We're actually watching Podcast and Chill, so I just decided to interview him real quick. But yeah, let's continue.
Right mind could ever take away their right to produce like that. The positives don't outweigh the negatives, so definitely no.
All right, thank you. Okay, so yeah, that is it for the podcast. I hope you liked this episode. Like, comment, share. If you liked If you didn't like this episode, right, if you didn't like this episode, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you didn't like about it, okay? If you liked this episode, please go down in the comment section and let me know what you liked about it. And this has been The Dummy Effect. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.